guess there was a little bit of sense of relief, wasn't there, Brett, at getting the win on the weekend?
Yeah, I think so. I think when you're in a position like we have been, it's difficult to turn that corner, and we can't question the character or the effort that the boys have been putting in for the last 8 weeks, but there is a sense of relief to get the win.
Mm-hmm. What were you thinking, if you can tell us in so many words, when that Danny Brough try, which is a once-in-a-decade occurrence, I would suspect, was scored against you?
That things were going against us. You know, the luck was against us. But we knew that if you take the scoreline out of the equation from that first half, we thought we were in the contest. We thought we were winning some of the arm wrestles. We had field position for the majority of that first half, but lacked the execution on the back of it. And I think the problem has been that when we made the break, we had to score on that play rather than being patient, play the ball and go on the next couple, which is where we've been a little bit. And I think the anxiety showed in that first half. Once we reassessed at half time and established the fact that we were winning some of those contests, and if we just were a bit more patient with the ball, then we might get the result. So, it was a good finish.
Has there been a sense that side of the scoreboard, the scoring point side of the scoreboard, is where the problem has been? Your defence has held up pretty well, even during the losing run, hasn't it? But against Salford, and again in the first 20 minutes against Huddersfield, plenty of opportunities, not able to take them. Yeah,
definitely. And again, it's the anxiety of being in the position that we were in. Trying to score on the big plays rather than just building pressure and doing what Huddersfield did, which was win the play the ball and then just going at the line and the little tip-on try. So we learnt a little bit from the weekend, I think, and we needed to. And, we've got a big contest coming up this weekend.
The tries you got to get back in and eventually win the game, there were some great individual efforts there, weren't there? Real pace from Mellor, and that, I'm not quite sure how to describe that, and Corey Thompson on the wing there.
Well, that's Corey all over. He's got some skill which very few people have. And I thought with Corey in particular on the weekend, the stuff he did in yardage led the way for some of our good go forward. And he got rewarded with 2 good tries on the back of the stuff that he did, off the ball and in yardage. So, and Joey, Joey's been doing his best for us still for the last 8 weeks. His energy is outstanding, and he got rewarded again from that on the weekend.
How did Jack Buchanan feel about his debut? He had 2 shortish spells, didn't he?
He didn't realise it was going to be so hot here. He thought he was leaving the heat of Australia, but it was warm, and he blew up in his first stint. He hasn't played for about 4 or 5 weeks in Australia. He was fit and ready to go, and there's nothing like that first stint once you've been out injured anyway, and to come on. And I think his first 5 or 6 minutes of his spell was defence. So, he didn't get a chance to show what he can do with the ball, but we're happy with how he progressed for that. His second spell on the game was better, so he'll be looking forward to building on that.
And what does this do for confidence now? Because Huddersfield have been going pretty well, haven't they? They had a big win against St Helens the week before, narrow loss to Catalan before that. So although they're near the bottom of the league, the form has actually been all right.
Yeah, they're a good. They don't deserve to be where they are sitting on the table. They're a good quality side. I think they've lost 7 or 8 games now by less than 4 points. So. It's a tough situation, I feel, for them, being an ex-Huddersfield boy as well. They're going to improve, and I'd be surprised if they didn't win plenty more until the end of the season. So for us, though, it's about building on that, and we're going away to the team that is the form team of the competition at the moment. So we know that we've got some things that we still need to work on. It's not like we've turned a massive corner yet. We've got to keep working and keep pushing to try and break down a team that's flying high at the moment.
You gave them a bit of a touch up here, didn't you? 40 points, and that was sort of the catalyst for them to make a bit of a comeback. I think the players kind of got together and said we're going to do better from now on. What have you made of Hull's resurgence?
They've been very good. As I said, they've been the form team of the competition. Their halves are playing extremely well off the back of a massive go forward, which we all know how good they are there. And it's a huge contrast from where both teams were at that last contest. So I don't think either team will be using that as a guide for how we go into this one.
They'd be less than human though, wouldn't they, if you didn't look back on the score in that game? What was it, 46-6 or something like that, and think we need to put that right?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, that's human nature, that you want to right the wrongs of previous experience, but as I said, it's for us it's not about that game, because we are way off from where we were back then. We're still confident in our own ability that when we go out and do the right processes and work hard for each other, that we can turn anyone.
Did everyone come through Sunday all right injury-wise, Brett?
Yeah, we've only got one of the boys just got a dead leg, which should be right, but I think everyone else will be fit to go.